Sorry about the glare. This picture is a picture I took, and I always wanted to take it, and it's on Highway 89 between, well, just east or whatever of McLeod, just about 20 miles outside of McLeod. And there's kind of like this straightaway with dips in it on the road. And I always wanted to take a picture of this head-on shot. So last summer when I was visiting Lassen National Park and Bernie Falls, and I was coming back from Bernie Falls, and I wanted to see this, I decided, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pull the car over, get out in the middle of the road, and take a head-on shot of Mount Shasta. So I always wanted to do that. And there's another shot of another one I want to get to that's similar, only it's of Lassen Peak, and it's going the other direction, and there's a head-on shot there, and I've been meaning to do it and never did. But anyway, I'm slowly getting better. I am absolutely terrified of going back to work on Monday. I mean, I have to go back to work because all my sick leave is gone now, and as it is, I have like 3 short checks, 2 of them that are like 1 week's worth of pay for 2 paychecks. And because of spring break is also in there. So this week there's no pay for my being gone, and then spring break comes in 2 weeks. And I'm just, as I said, I'm absolutely terrified of going back to work because I don't know if my body can do it anymore. So this is a sobering thing that I'm having to think about, and I can't afford to retire, the R word, but I have to think about the R word. I was hoping to stave it off for at least 2, maybe 3 more years. Then I could come back and substitute teach. But the way they set up this pension thing, you have to work forever to even qualify for it. And the way that they used to hire here, they'd have you work for years as a part-timer under 20 hours a week, and then they could just put off having to pay into PERS. Even if because it would have, if you don't have at least $200 a month pension, they pay it out in a one lump sum, which is virtually worthless. So fortunately, I have enough years in now and I'm working quote-unquote full-time, or quote-unquote working, I should say that I can get a little bit, but it would have been a lot better had I been able to teach again. But that, I knew that it was all discriminatory there, and it just wasn't going to happen. So anyway, that's the thing. I mean, I'm pretty much recovered from this piriformis thing, deep gluteal syndrome, whatever you want to call it, that I injured myself back in January, early January, and exacerbated it on my birthday in January. But, and I'm lucky I had enough sick leave to have covered it for as long as I did. I've been out for 9 weeks. That's a fourth of the school year I've been out. And that's just on this last stretch. So it's probably more than that. It's probably more like 11 weeks I've been out. So my evaluation isn't going to be all that hot this year. Hopefully I don't even have to do it. But I'm telling you, the chairs are shit there. I'm going to be lucky if I can find a chair that I can sit in for very long when I'm working with the kids again. And they'll be about ready to test for their state testing. That's coming up pretty quickly. I don't know if it's in April or in May. Last year they had it in May. So it might be that way this year too. But then I can't stand for long periods of time. I'm constantly worried I'm going to aggravate this, even though I don't have any pain there right now. It's fear. All the time it's fear that I'm going to mess myself up. And I just don't know if I'm going to make it 2 more years. working full time, and it's a hell of a situation to be in. But then I was thinking, and I mentioned on an earlier video, one of these ones, talking about my 50th high school reunion, and that was another sobering experience. Oh my God, you know, we had a pretty good turnout. There was like 134 original graduates, because I still had my program from 1973, and I counted everybody, and so of that number, we probably had about 32 or 33 show up at a destination. I won't say where. I'll just kind of keep it. But it was a nice reunion. You know, some people I hadn't seen since high school graduation. And I mean, even people that had lived here for years, I hadn't seen them. And others I had seen off and on in various reunions, various gatherings. And I took a lot of pictures, and the people really appreciated that I did that. Because, oh my God, whoever the hell's going to inherit these pictures, they're going to have, oh shit, they're going to have a hell of a deal to sort down. I've scanned a lot of the stuff my mom had, most all of it. And so that, you know, the heirs, whoever's left in the family, and label where I can. That way they know who's who and what's what. But it's, you know, that reunion was sobering. And they had a section cordoned off where they listed all the deceased. And there were like, there was like 25 people. But there were a couple of them that were left off. And then they knew better. I told them, or I had indicated repeatedly, that one of the people on that list was not dead. And she was not dead. And because the Alumni Association found out, you know, because the last reunion we had, the 40th, they put her name there again that she had died, you know, and all this stuff. And the Alumni Association wanted to make sure, they wanted to verify it, that, you know, they didn't like somebody being listed as dead if they weren't dead. And sure enough, they contacted her sister, and they got her, you know, the ruse was, well, we're updating our directory. So that's how they knew she was still alive. They didn't say, so-and-so, is your sister alive or dead? No, they didn't do that. But, you know, I posted the stuff on a Facebook page. It was our high school reunion. And there it was. There was her name. And her sister came up there and said, she's not dead. And I said, I knew it. I knew it. How embarrassing is that? I had mentioned it at the reunion. This woman is not dead. And they put her name there. Everybody else you could verify. But that one, no. And it was really embarrassing that she was listed on there. And, you know, no wonder she wouldn't want to come to that. You know, if everybody's thinking you're dead and you're not. I mean, it's better to be dead and be thought of as alive than be alive and be thought of as dead. That's the way I figure it. But it was sobering. There were a lot of them have died off and stuff. And people that, you know, I was friends with one from way back in middle school. And she had died like, about a year and a half ago, I guess. And then there was somebody that I was friends with from first grade off and on. And I haven't heard from her again. So I don't know if she had COPD. So I don't know if she's in hospice or what. I'm kind of afraid to find out. There's a lot of stuff I don't want to find out. I still don't know if my landlord from Reno, Nevada had passed away or not. He would be 100 this year. And the last time I talked to him was 3 years ago. It's possible he's still among the living, but I have my doubts. But I'm afraid to look it up. But, oh man, this thing is just getting back to my original topic, going back to work after this long a stretch, I'm really scared that I can't do my job anymore, that I won't be able to do it. And I'm putting off the bike riding, and I'm putting off the running, and they say that's real bad for that piriformis to run, but I don't run great distances. It's just an easy jog on flat surfaces. So and I'm sure it would be all right, but I'm waiting about a month at least before I take that on. But hiking I can do. I just can't do a lot of strenuous stuff. And I'm using 2 hiking sticks now and not 1 hiking stick. So anyway, it's sobering damn thing, let me tell you, to not know how much longer I've got to work. Well, let alone how much longer I have to live. I'm not even going that far. But this, not knowing, whether I can do my job when I come back, is really going to be really tough. And that's the reason I wanted to come back next week and then have a week off before going that last 10-week stretch before the end of the school year, is so I can see whether I can handle that or not. But anyway, yeah, I like that picture of Mount Shasta. And I don't have anything to talk about in the news. I could, but I'm not going to tonight. So anyway, that is it for me.